A new factory in Slovakia. Indian company Tata is investing 1.5 billion euros in a new car factory on this huge tract of land near Bratislava. It'll be building cars for its Jaguar and Land Rover brands. The factory will create 1,500 new jobs. Around 35,000 job seekers have already applied for work. Most of the applicants come from the region around the Slovakian capital, where business has been booming.
This is a feature of Slovak people, that they are not really willing to move or to travel to their work. It is a social fact that it's quite difficult to find accommodation for whole family. If you live in a house in a village in the east of Slovakia, the price of a house is much lower than the price of a single flat here or apartment here in the west of Slovakia.
But commutes to work within the country are getting easier. The European Union invests 2.5 billion euros in Slovakia annually. The money is used primarily to improve the country's infrastructure. Most of Slovakia's highways are brand new. German company Leoni arrived in Slovakia almost 20 years ago. It produces components like cables for the car industry. Low wages have made the area interesting to investors. At the moment, Leoni is looking for 250 new staff. But competition for the best employees is growing, especially since Jaguar and Land Rover are now arriving. Site manager Igor Strazak is grateful for every skilled worker he can find, and his strategies appear to be working.
One of them, for example, is keeping skilled workers by raising their salaries. That's how we motivate them to remain loyal to the company.
300 kilometers to the east, the new highways end abruptly. The money provided by the EU ran out before they could be completed. Local politician Lubomir Motichka has watched his village in the mountains fall apart. Most people here are unemployed. Anti-EU political parties are popular, and the young people in the village just want to get out.
No, I don't sense any EU presence here. What have they done for us? Nothing. It's just like it ever was. There's nothing going on here.
EU money has been used to renovate the school and pave the central square, but that all happened 4 years ago. Local politicians are now hoping for more financial aid from the EU so the economy can take off in this region as well.
It's hard to get companies to settle here. The infrastructure needs to be upgraded. Then we'll be able to attract small and medium-sized companies too.
But small businesses have an especially difficult time getting EU financing. Honey producer Dusan Dedinsky found out the hard way. He applied for 5,000 euros to turn this space into a room for educating children about bees. He's been applying for the money every year. Brussels has spent billions for highways, but keeps ignoring his modest request, he complains.
The bureaucracy is endless. I'd be better off just getting on with my work and forgetting about applying to the EU for funds.
Further east towards Košice, Marek Lovchak manages the startup scene here. The city is providing high-speed internet connections, and 4,500 software specialists from a German telecom subsidiary are making use of them. He works for the university here and brings people together, starts up small businesses, and rents cheap office space for creative people in the city. Some are producing high-tech products like this circuit board. Big international companies are already interested in buying the sound system that was developed here. More than 10,000 new jobs in IT are up for grabs in Košice. It's an economic success story, even without EU subsidies. Startups have had to provide their own momentum. Brussels is just too far away.
The problem with EU money is that you have to wait very long. Also, bureaucracy around all EU funds is quite difficult. So we've decided to stay on our own.
In spite of all the criticism, Slovakia has developed into a dynamic economic region since joining the EU, despite the fact that it started out as one of the poorest countries in the region. And a decisive factor in that success has been the infrastructure programs financed by the European Union.